All right, everybody, thanks for being out here. We appreciate this. And as you're having a good time at the #1 blockchain conference in Canada, there's no doubt about that. This is probably the third year I've been here, and they do an amazing job, and Traceable does an amazing job putting it on. We appreciate that. So let's talk about NFTs. We can all agree that NFTs are getting bigger, getting more, and there's more going on. So we want to discuss the future, right, of NFTs with our next panel in just a bit. And in a bit, Julie's going to be up here and the rest of the crew, and we're going to talk about it.
This is awesome. Thank you so much, Wolf Big Dog.
I appreciate that.
Now, we can find you where? On what show? Because you do podcasting.
Yeah.
You're on the mic a lot. Where do we find you?
On X, formerly Twitter, at WolfBig, D-A-W-G. So.
That's an easy place to find you, right?
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes it's the best place to hide out for all the crypto folks.
So you mentioned that our panel, which I love, is the future of NFTs.
Yes.
So we're going to talk on stage about innovation, investment, and cultural impact here at the Blockchain Futurist Conference. And I'm happy to sit here on stage. You were going to introduce everyone.
Absolutely. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start as we discuss this. We would like to introduce Julie Lamb. Please give her a big round of applause.
Thank you so much.
Okay, and next up, the one and only Ken Bozak. Oh my God, I've seen this guy for years. One of the OGs of the OGs. And it's funny because before even the thing started, I looked and said, that guy dressed, one of the most unique dressed in the whole space. Ken, how you doing, brother? All right, big round of applause for Ken, please. One more time, we gotta do that.
Thank you.
All right, and then next up, we want to go ahead and welcome Stas Zablinski. If I'm saying that correctly? Come on, Stas, come on up. Appreciate you being here. All right, let's see. You got it? Oh, is it the bottom right? I'm going to ask him.
I think we all have to. None of them are on.
It's always the most challenging with microphones.
I got you.
We got it. There you go.
Good morning.
All right, and next up, please welcome to the stage the one and only Jonathan Blanco.
Oh, yeah, big step up.
Jonathan's next on Check the Mic.
I think it's a hey. How you doing?
Check
How you
1 2.
doing?
Check
I'm
1
doing
2.
good. How goes it?
All right, and to wrap up our other panel guests, and I would like to welcome, I hope we say this correctly, Maheen Equil. Am I saying that correctly? Did I say it
Maheen
right?
Blues to
I don't
the
wanna say it
stage.
All right.
She has
Thank
a
you
fan
so much,
club
Big
here.
Dog,
Mic check.
for
Hello.
setting us up here. I'm Julie Lamb. I'm with NFT VIP. I'm also the event coordinator for Crypto Oracle Collective Crypto Mondays, if you know us by name in a city near you. And I'm up here with my esteemed colleagues. I'd love for them to introduce themselves and what they do. You're next. Look at that. You're next to me, so you're next.
All right, I'll go first. Hi, I'm Ken Bozak. You guys probably don't know who I am. I took a hiatus the past 2 years in crypto, but I've been in crypto since 2015. Started making content and going to crypto conferences since 2016. Did NFTs in 2018. Made 7 figures. Disappeared. I'm back. Hi.
Hey, good to see you here in Toronto. We met each other at NFT Week in New York.
Yeah,
That was
NFT
on-
NYC. Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys definitely got to go. If you're local to New York, go. And if not, if you're into NFTs, NFT NYC is the place to go. I've been to every single NFT NYC since day one.
Stas.
Hi, my name is Stas. I met Ken maybe in 2018, and this is when I co-founded Hedgie.io, which was the first NFT project out of Toronto, one of the early play-to-earn games. And in 21, I founded Goat Gallery to basically display digital art, to bring digital art to the mainstream.
Jonathan.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jonathan G. Blanco. I'm the founder and CEO of NIFMint. I've been working in retail technology for over a decade, and I've been working at the intersection of Web3 and commerce since 2017. I think there's a lot of interesting ways that brands can be using this technology in a simple way for their consumers.
Maheen.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Maheen, and I go by the name Maheen Blues. So I started my NFT journey as an artist 3 years ago, And then slowly I got I started getting involved in communities and community building. I work with Goat Studio. I also have my studio called the Journey Studio. And I just love being involved in the community and whatever we are doing here today. I'm really excited.
I'm excited about this panel, not only as us ladies are flanking you ambassadors for us, I love this. One of the things I love about the blockchain space, especially ladies that are in here, there is no pay gap in blockchain. Isn't that amazing? We love that. Yes, the Lilly Ledbetter Act in the 70s really helped women start understanding that we do and we have in many ways been paid less than our male counterparts with the same amount of education and work experience. But in the blockchain, nobody says, are you a lady? Are you older? Or, as you gentlemen, maybe some of us have been out of the workforce for a while and we're getting back into the workforce, and that gap in our resumes have stopped us from getting jobs. We're here in the blockchain space, completely different, but we're walking similar journeys. So Stas, I have a first question for you, because I would love all of us to take away something from this moment together. Now, your conversation here, I was thinking, because of Goat Gallery, NFTs in art and cultural impact. I think that's a good portion of our conversation. So as NFTs have evolved behind and beyond digital art, what do you see as the next frontier for NFTs in the creative space, and how are traditional and digital art worlds converging in this new landscape?
I'll take the second part. The big impact that NFTs brought was, for digital artists in particular, is being able to now have a way to publish their art in a unique way. Just like traditional art, you have an artifact, you can have provenance. In digital world, it did not exist before blockchain, and that was a big cultural impact that it brought, specifically for artists. And then converging physical and digital, I think this was the convergence moment for me, and I think for digital artists, because now the digital world matched the physical world in being able to have that provenance, have that authenticity to the digital artwork. And I'm seeing, actually, this is interesting, a lot of OG digital artists, particularly in, let's say, the computer generative art, now publishing their work from early days, even 50s, 60s, and 70s, as was done originally on the computer, but then printed on a plotter, let's say, and only exists as plotter prints at this point. Now they're minting it on blockchain to immortalize that work, because originally it's digital, but the technology did not exist. Now it's kind of merging that gap of traditional and digital. This is one very cool use case. And then as far as the future, your guess is as good as mine, but I think in art specifically, because this was such a pivotal technology for digital artists, it's definitely not going anywhere, and digital art will continue to be published as NFTs.
I like what you said about, the new frontier, especially with older artists coming into the space, is immortalization, being able to create your footprint in a digital space. I love that. So Ken, we've met, we've been on the journey together, so I felt like this might be a great question for you. Given your experience in the NFT space, going away and coming back, how do you see the market has matured? Or has it?
Oh no, it clearly has. It doesn't matter who your favorite celebrity is. I bet if they launched a token tomorrow, you ain't buying it. Yeah, that's pretty mature of you. Congratulations. You've grown up. I have gotten to go through my maturity during the ICO era with Ethereum, seeing all these, VCs and, $5,000 suits trying to pitch me their shitcoins. And then it turned into, the celebrities shilling their own thing. And I think, the maturity of it is actually going more along the lines of, I want to see what Funko Pop's doing, or Marvel, or, stuff like that. Not so much what is Jason Derulo doing? Where can I get scammed today? It's maturing in the sense that I think people are looking at it less like a get-rich-quick thing, and more along the lines everybody eats with patience. If you can be patient in this space and invest in something quality, you're guaranteed that ROI. You just have to be patient. That's why we get diamond hands.
I'm a diamond hand person too. As much as I think I'm going to day trade, I see another diamond hand person in the crowd. There was a saying that a couple of years ago I heard on stage from Rolling Stone writer Larry DeVoskin. He says, it feels like we're late to a party that hasn't started yet. So, when you think about it, you guys, we're here on the first wave learning from experts like this up on stage, like you can, going away and coming back and still being present about the space. Jonathan, we had some conversations previous to being up here on stage, and they were through the metaverse, I guess you could say, through LinkedIn. And I really liked the conversation that we had about innovation and NFT technology. And we spoke about counterfeit goods, authentication, and tokenization of real-world, like retail products. As someone that's deeply involved in technology behind NFTs, what innovations are you most excited about?
Yeah, so it really comes down to what we've been building at NFMint from the get-go. So while I think that the traditional NFT use case is interesting, I feel it's a very niche use case. I think there will always be people who trade collectibles, just like you trade Pokemon cards or Magic the Gathering cards or NBA basketball cards. But imagine telling someone that the sports market was as big as the sports trading card market. I use that as an example because I think that NFTs will be used every single day by every single one of you, and you won't even know or frankly even care. That's what we're building at NFMint. And so when we think about tokenization, we don't see it as a singular product that goes up and down in value. We see that as a method to secure the products and experiences that you already care about. So if you buy a Prada bag, you get a Prada token. And it's, you as a consumer don't care that it's a token, you just now get the digital version of that Prada bag. So it could be simply part of your digital closet, but even better is if it has all the key and core information, the warranty information, the manufacturing details, the lot number, serial number, the ability to have it fixed in some future, and then being able to attribute and attach the physical to the digital. So that's how we see tokenization really taking off, and we're already working with brands who are trying to implement this overall.
Maheen, being the designer and knowing your footprint coming from art and really being viscerally moved, my question for you is, coming from your design background, how do you see NFTs transforming the design industry? And what opportunities do NFTs offer designers and other creators in the visual space?
Yeah, so I started as a designer, and I see like there's so many opportunities for artists, especially like, there was this phase, I think in 2019 to 2021, when NFTs were selling crazy. But that phase is gone, but right now we have things like Forecaster, where we're not definitely selling our art, but when we are posting our art, our friends are basically helping us with, getting some income through tokens. So that has changed, and that is something that I try to do as well in these days. And there are so many opportunities like that, right? Like, I'm not just selling my work, it's just my presence and my brand, and people like my friends and my community that I've built, or even if someone is resonating with that, they can, like, let's say, give me the value in token, which I can claim at the end of the month or however it works. So like, SocialFi apps is one of those things that is like changing from where it started from NFTs to now, like the SocialFi apps. And I think like there will be more opportunities, right? Like he talked about how it's changing for his company, and like what we can do in the future, we'll have tickets as NFTs, right? So like artwork for that, like more opportunities for artists. I feel like, the NFT world kind of changed the game for artists. And there are more opportunities, not just the NFTs, but like more to what we see right now.
Yeah, if you have a VIP ticket, one of the benefits of the VIP ticket or being a speaker is there is a VIP speakers lounge. And in that, if you haven't gone down there yet, and you do have that pass, a reason to get one, of course, right? Is you'll see a lot of digital art displays. And Maheen, you curated all of those pieces that are rolling on the screen. So your community is large. You're sharing your light with other people. Thank you so much for curating that. It's beautiful work, and when you see it, if you're down there, again, next year, reason to get a VIP pass, so you get to see all these lovely, institutions that we put together for making it happen. So let's go back over here, because you're sitting next to me. Now, we met because of a tattoo that you have on your arm of Splinterlands.
Yes.
Yes. Can you tell me about that tattoo?
I got a lot of crypto tattoos.
You have a Mumbot?
No, this is a squid. Shout out to Shibtoshi and Squid Grow and all you guys. I got a squid for Shib. I got the little ghost from Phantom Wallet. If I rolled up my sleeves, I have Dash, Decred, Monero, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Splinterlands. I just got a tattoo of Bobby because they sent me a bunch of Bobby tokens, so I got a Bobby tattoo too now.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
Asvoria as well. Shout out to Asvoria.io. Yeah, I got an Asvoria tattoo. So yeah, I got a lot of crypto tattoos.
So this leads me to my question. That was a great setup. There's been a lot of discussion around the speculative nature of NFTs. How can we shift the focus, short of your tattoos, from short-term speculation to sustainable long-term value creation in the NFT market?
I really feel like that starts with accountability. You know, there's like zero accountability with this shit. Like you could just like launch a thing and say, oh, I'm going to do this, and then just take all the money and not do it. And what are you going to do about it? You know, so I think what's cool with Asvoria is we're like, we're KYCing our customers basically. You know, you'd have to dox in order to launch a project, like an NFT project with a token on Asvoria. But that way there's accountability there. And that accountability leads pressure to the people to keep doing what a normal business would do and keep grinding for their customers and investors. I also think utility has a long way to go with that. Collaborative utility, not just like me saying this is what my NFT is going to do for you, but also having a group of people, a community of people that actually have their own NFTs. What they provide utility to their community, we should be branching our communities together and providing utility to each other's. So I think like cross collaborative effort utility is going to be really important. Seeing like, you know, if I have a collection, you have a collection, like why don't I just airdrop, you know, why don't Pokemon, if you're holding Pokemon cards, why wouldn't Digimon just airdrop you a bunch of Digimon, you know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, the information's there. We use NFT VIP as the NFT ticket for Crypto Mondays. And any of the celebrity partnerships that I do, I tap them into Crypto Mondays tickets. So if you come to a Crypto Mondays and you scan it, you might get the soulbound token of Beyonce's Chopped Wallet remixed album. It's pretty nutrient rich what we can do when we put our minds together, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And it's just, again, comes down to the accountability. Hold your artists accountable, you know? I know it's hard to say, you know, docs or whatever, especially in the space we're in, but without some level of accountability, everything's just going to keep going the way it's been going.
So Stas, what is the biggest challenges that artists face when entering the NFT space, and how can they overcome and ensure long-term success?
Well, besides the market and the hype is now gone and probably not ever coming back in similar ways, it's now really about, for artists in particular, like it's about your art. But yeah, there are challenges for people entering NFT space as artists. You have to figure out a lot of technical details, which wallet, which blockchain, and nowadays it's even much more than before. You only had Ethereum, and that was all. And you only had maybe one or two OpenSea and one more platforms. Now it's literally probably hundreds, blockchains, different platforms. It can get overwhelming. I think the best way to solve that, though, is to talk to other artists who have been doing it for a while and can share their experience. That's why we have a community of artists here in Toronto who have been helping each other and onboarding new people. I think that's the best way. You just join some kind of artist community that you feel comfortable with, and they'll help you out.
Yeah, speaking of helping out, I have a thing that I when someone comes up to me and says, Julie, can I pick your brain? It just like sends chills down my spine, because picking implies like they're going to come take something and not share in return. So for me, if we're going to be in this space, collaboration together, all of us being able to work and make it happen. You know, Jonathan, when we were having our conversations on LinkedIn, and you had mentioned counterfeit goods and authentication, with the rise of AI, how do you envision AI influencing the creation and management of NFTs? And could this lead to an entirely new types of digital assets?
Yeah, there's definitely a double-edged sword when it comes to AI. AI is amazing, it makes things a lot easier and so forth, but it also makes it a lot easier to counterfeit goods. I actually think that AI is one of the main reasons why you would want to tokenize everything. If you're an IP holder, Ken, you mentioned Marvel and Funko, right? Like, one of the reasons why I'm assuming you care about it is you probably like that IP. And so the biggest thing that any brand has to do is protect their IP. So when you tokenize something, right, you're basically putting a digital wrapper around a content file, and you're stamping it on chain and saying like, hey, this originated from this point of origin. So every single brand should essentially have their own token factory, or smart contracts and wallets where these things are being created from initially, so that way you understand and know where it actually came from. Because I get this question often, is like, well, what's to prevent just anybody from tokenizing a Hermes purse? So it's like, nothing. Anybody could tokenize anything. But if it doesn't come from the point of origin that the brand manages and maintains, there in fact you know that it was counterfeit, or it's not from your actual origination point. So when we think about really what matters is, I think of NFTs as just simply infrastructure. And all of you, when you use Uber or Amazon or Netflix, you're not like, oh, what cloud service provider do they use, right? You actually just use the product because it has a good experience. And I think that's going to be the same way as how we consume these products is, hey, I want to make sure that when I buy a product, it's exactly what it says it is, and it came from where it says it was. And the best way I can know that is if it was, in fact, tokenized.
Speaking about being authentic, so Maheen, the integration of NFTs in entertainment often requires that blend of creativity and technology. How do you approach the design of NFTs that resonate?
With technology and art together. Yeah, so we are seeing a lot of that recently. I think a lot of us started as artists, but we became tech savvy because of how the internet is moving and how the blockchain changed, and now we are like doing something entirely different from what we started before, right? So I know so much about technology and what's in technology because of the blockchain and like the NFTs and everything, the entire world that we got into. But if I was, let's say, a conventional artist, I wouldn't know all of those things. But I'm saying, like, just selling your NFT is not the only thing that is happening. I see that artists are getting opportunities with NFTs, with building their brand, and also like the forecaster thing that I was talking about. There are so many opportunities that Base Team is providing as well that I'm working with right now. It's not just the art; it's about like how you integrating that with the technology, because I feel like NFT artists are a little bit cooler because like they understand the technology world better, and like we know, for example, I could have never imagined that my artwork is going to be at New York, Times Square. Like if I was telling that to one of my friends back home where I studied with them, and they were like, whoa, how did that happen? And I was like, it's just NFTs and the technology, right? Like without that, I don't think I would have ever made it there or anywhere, in NYC or like here in billboards and stuff. So it's just giving artists all these opportunities that we have never thought of. And I know that there's more that is coming for us.
Well, you bring up a good point. By a show of hands, who in the audience is an NFT artist? Oh, that's a good amount. It's great to see you creatives. Who here in the audience is in the business of NFTs? Agents, maybe not the artist. Money movers, check writers, keep your hands up so our artists can see who you are. Okay, that was all for you.
Curators, who here's curating art? Anybody curating NFT art?
Oh, look at that. I see the hand in the background with that orange shirt. I got you. I like so see artists, you've seen some check writers and some curators, so you make sure you see them afterwards. I like that. All right, moving on. Jonathan, I'm going to ask you this question about interoperability. Let's see if how this one sits. I'm really curious about interoperability between the different blockchain networks. It's a super hot topic. How crucial do you think it is for the future of NFTs, and what challenges must be addressed when we are able to achieve it?
So I have a hot take. I don't think it's crucial at all for NFTs. And I'll explain why, because, again, I'm coming at it from my point of view. I don't think the average consumer is ever going to handle a crypto wallet. I don't see that happening. I don't think the average consumer is going to hold a significant amount of crypto to move it. Now, will all of us do that? Of course. So that means it has to be simple and easy to use, meaning you have to have a front end. So if you have a front end layer or an app layer, and that app layer is where you can interact with your tokens online, then I think that's really all that's needed for your interoperability. Meaning, so there might be multiple wallets in the background or on the backside, a Solana wallet and an Ethereum wallet, but from a consumer perspective, you're seeing all that in one spot. You'll notice I'm talking more from a centralized aspect, and I know that that's, you know, really not great to say at an NFT type conference or a crypto conference, but again, I'm speaking from a mass consumer context. Anybody who does hold their own wallets and hold their own keys and manage their own tokens, I think you will always have an edge above everybody else. But I just, from a, you know, when you think about adoption life cycle, it has to be easy and easy to digest. Now, if that does happen at some point in the future, again, now you just talk about like how do you either create wallets that point to each other, or, you know, either create a multiple of the same token across different chains, et cetera. It's all doable, but the most important thing is people are consumers. They want things that they like, and they want it to be easy and simple to use. And so if you can achieve those things and use this technology to make that happen, I think that becomes what's most important for the growth of the industry.
I noticed that we're out of time. Are we correct on the time down here from a production standpoint? I think we might be. I'll stick with the 00s. I want to give one last moment for each one of our speakers that's here. If you want to find them, you can look on the Blockchain Futurist Summit posts on LinkedIn. We're all tagged there. And Stas, since you're the middle speaker, could I give you the opportunity to carry us out and share something inspiring that you've learned or you want the takeaway from all of us to know about either the space, or if you want to do a little quick something on, goat.gallery, but I think something a little more inspiring that we all can take away from your, I threw a curveball. This is a pageant question, right? Close us out, Stas.
Well, I mean, we're doing, this is the third. I just want to say kudos to the Futurists, because this is the type of event that brings all of us together, gives us a chance to talk to each other and learn from each other. This is the third time in a row we're doing the NFT gallery for the Futurists, but we've participated even in the previous ones before COVID. So yeah, just, great opportunity to come together, meet old friends and new friends, and learn from each other. So kudos to the Futurists for doing that.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for our esteemed speakers on stage. Thank you so much, Blockchain Futurist Summit and all the team that puts this together, and you for showing up and respectfully giving us your time. We'll see you soon.